What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by Galadon Gaming. All spells? Not a problem. It was a challenge put to me and I decided to take it. And of course, being around League Reset was a little bit of an advantage for me, but nonetheless, come on. I've got no troops. Seriously, not a single troop in this first deck. Now, yes, the log, it is a spell, go figure. So is the rocket, and in future attacks we will find out, well, the Goblin Barrel is technically a spell as well. And we might need to mix in the Goblin Barrel with our setup because, as you can see, we're not doing so well without a single troop to get to the tower. Now, obviously, if this guy were a little lower level, we might be okay. We're going to start working on his towers with the Fireball, with the Lightning, and with the Rocket. But I also need to look at defense, and without a single troop of any kind, defense doesn't work out really well. The Zap spell saved me a little bit there, but that Mini P.E.K.K.A. does a lot of damage in such a short period of time. Here come the crying eyes, but I think he may be crying a little bit prematurely. I'm the one that is in a world of hurt right now. That, I'm not sure what made me decide to drop it on the King's Tower, but it doesn't really matter if I wake up the King or not, again, because I have no troops to get shot by any of the towers. So I drop the log in there, trying to love the log. We'll go ahead and use another log on the Goblin Barrel Goblins. That works out pretty well. The wizard goes down to the tower itself, and I get a well played out of it. But we are still not looking so good right here, taking a lot of damage. I mean, even a princess is a major problem, and I didn't know what to do at this point. I'm kind of panicking. Finally found the Fireball, throw that on her, get her out of the way, and an expensive way to take down a princess. Would have liked to have had the log right there. Definitely. Alright, Zap spell gets the minions out of the way, so it's not over yet. I've got a chance. I could still do this. Oh, well, now the Miner combined with the Goblins, not going to do real well. The Poison spell, yeah, no. Too slow acting, didn't work out. The Rage spell, a complete waste. I don't know, am I going to Rage the tower so it does more damage on defense, maybe? Alright, so we're just trying to tie it up right here. Going to try to take that left tower out of play so we can at least go into overtime. Beautiful lightning spell on the right-hand side. Just happened to catch that third unit. I was actually just going after two, and then he had the Ice Wizard and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. down there, wiped them out and damaged the tower at the same time. That saved me from probably losing that right lane tower, but we only have 30 seconds left. We've got to get to the tower. There it is. We've tied it up 1 crown apiece, but at what cost? The Rocket on the Mini P.E.K.K.A. But again, he's got the Princess, the Ice Wizard, all these legendary cards not working out. Love this Miner Goblin Barrel combo. Okay, I don't love it. He loves it. Worked out pretty well. The log, once again, coming to the rescue, trying to roll my way to at least a tie at this point. So regulation is running out. Here comes another Mini P.E.K.K.A. Zap, Fireball gets it out of the way, but it's just a constant stream of units coming in. And again, the Poison spell kind of slow acting, and especially when you drop it like that, people are going to get around it, or at least the Miner is. The log again to the rescue, helps out with the little units there, but that Ice Wizard, I'm going to throw another rocket on the right tower. We are into overtime right here, but it doesn't look good. The Princess is just whittling away. The Mini P.E.K.K.A. gets in there, and that is a big shot right there. That is pretty much GG. I realized once that Mini P.E.K.K.A. got there and got the one shot in, there's really not a lot I can do at this point. No matter what I do defensively, he is going to get through. There it goes, the last shot from the Princess. And miraculously, maybe that player walked away pretty excited that he took down a player so much higher level, but maybe he also would consider what I had in my deck. Alright, so this time I switched in the Goblin Barrel because it is a spell. Thank you, Electrify from Full Attack. He saw the first replay I shared in Clan Chat and said, come on, throw in the Goblin Barrel, at least you'll have a fighting chance. And especially with the Goblin Barrel and the Mirror cards, that is what I figured would be the key. Because even if he can take out the first Goblin Barrel, I've got a second Goblin Barrel if maybe he used up his arrows or his Zap spell to throw in there. Here he's got a Golem, and man, I'm wishing I had something for this Golem. The Rocket does get him down to about half health, but again, the Miner. What is it with these people and their Miner cards? I'm telling you, so many legendary cards. Driving me crazy. My legendary log gets to the tower though, but now I have to use the Goblin Barrel on defense to try to work on the Golemites. Finally, we get them out of the way, but not before we see a ton of damage on that right lane tower, and less than a minute is off the clock. Now at this point, I am thinking that if I play this strategically, if I'm patient and calm, I might have a chance to win this. Obviously, I have a huge advantage in card levels. It's just a matter of not letting him get a big elixir advantage on me. So I'm going to throw the Goblin Barrel and the Poison Spell here at the same time. Works out pretty well. Poison catches the tower and the elixir collector. Goblin Barrel gets a ton of damage in. You can see my opponent was completely focused on getting another golem down. And the rocket, well, would have done better if it could have grabbed the tower at the same time, but it still gets the golem down to about 50%. And there's a dangerous combination. The golem and the mini P.E.K.K.A. making me wish I'd saved the rocket for when they got closer. That obviously would have been the right move. Instead, they both get there. Another defensive Goblin Barrel comes too late. I've lost the tower. But again, it looks like I should be able to tie this up. I've got a minute left. There comes another log. Just misses the stinking princess. All right, so the zap spell gets her out of the way. Nice to have the big max zap facing the level 1 princess. That one-shot ability is making a huge difference in this battle, and also trying to control those elixir collectors. This time it's going to be a rocket that does the trick on the tower and the elixir collector. Fireball takes the left tower and grabs a little bonus damage on the golem. Obviously, I have to start working on the right tower. Here comes double Goblin Barrel action in on the golems, and I'm telling you, without the Goblin Barrel added to this deck, there's no way that I would have any chance whatsoever to stop these pushes. This time the log gets in there, pushes back the mini P.E.K.K.A., takes out the princess, and another defensive Goblin Barrel, as it is the only unit that I have in the game, only troop that can do anything. And here they go, another Goblin Barrel down the right-hand side with a Fireball, and that Psychic Fireball worked out perfectly. The Fireball takes out the cannon as time runs out. The Fireball was in the air before the cannon was placed, and that just barely gives me the 2-1 win. So now I've actually won with all spells, so it's time to try it again to push my luck against Pete. And again, I've brought the Goblin Barrel. That is obviously the big card that makes all of the difference in this deck. Unfortunately, I don't have it up ready in the beginning. This player apparently recognized me, throws up a bunch of wows, or maybe it's just the level 13 that could be the problem. It is a little bit later in the season now, so a lot of the lower level 9s and 10s around 31, 3200 are hoping that they won't have to face any more level 13s like myself, but I will get up there and out of the way eventually. And again, like I keep saying in episodes, hopefully Supercell will do something so that level 9s and 10s aren't basically discouraged from playing for about 2 or 3 days after every league reset. There's really no sense in even trying at that point, because when you are level 9 or 10, the trophies around 3000 are pretty hard fought trophies, and losing to a level 12 or level 13 player can be extremely discouraging. So the Goblin Barrel getting a little bit of damage in there, but obviously this guy's got some counters to the Goblin Barrel, like the Zap spell, but he has no counter to my rocket. There goes the rocket. The Fireball gets the barbs out of the way. The Hog Rider gets in. Would have loved to have gotten that Fireball in and forced the Hog Rider away from the tower rather than to it and give him maybe an extra shot on the tower. But I got the barbs out of the way, and they would have definitely taken the tower down had they gotten all the way there. Now I do have to add this, you guys. I did pose the challenge to the guys in full attack if anybody thought they could win a battle against a closer matched player with all spells, and 1 or 2 guys tried. Shout out to guys like Matt and White for giving it the old college try, and unfortunately it can be costly for those guys sometimes, but I will give them an A for effort. They shared their losses, and speaking of A's for effort, give an A to these Goblin Barrel Goblins, as the second set was actually overkill. The first set got through, took the tower down with 60 seconds left in the battle, but again, this deck makes it so hard to defend. A single Barbarian and a Hog Rider get in, take the left tower down, and now I've decided I've got to go after the 3 crown here. You can see the damage count definitely justifies going after the King's Tower rather than trying to win this 2-1. Also, if I let him push towards that right lane tower, I can go ahead and sacrifice it and just focus on getting the 3 crown. Right here, his Fireball gets in, but he wasn't ready for my second set of Goblin Barrel Goblins and my Zap spell. That helped out a lot. Throwing in the poison there, that takes care of the Barbarians so far away from any sort of offensive move. You can see that by the time they escaped the poison, only 1 survived. Again, the Musketeer, the Hog Rider, both going after the right lane tower, while I go after the third crown. Again, double Goblin barrel action, one right on top of the other. They get into that King's Tower as we go into overtime. He tries to counter, but here comes the uncounterable Rocket. Dirty, dirty way to win, but I take the 3-crown win, and with that, I promise, no more troll wins like this. Well, that is unless you guys ask for it, so you can ask for it with your comments down below or just by hitting the like button. If you like this type of video, I will try more in the future. Thank you guys again, as always, so much for sticking around, for spending a few minutes of your day with me. You guys brighten my day every single day, and I hope I do the same for you, and I hope to see every last one of you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
I can't believe you won with all steals.
With all what, Peter?
Steals.
Did you spiel something?
Daddy dog.